Shalom Daniel, and welcome to the Emunah Project. We here at the Emunah Project are continuing our series of videos with respect to information, education, inspiration, guidance, advice. And I mentioned in a previous video the first parsha in the book of Leviticus, Vayikra. It's also the name of the book. Sefer Vayikra is the Hebrew for the book of Leviticus. And it's an unusual wording, and as you know, few things get me like unusual wordings. The word Vayikra means he called, and he called. It's a little ambiguous. He called. Who's he? He called to Moses. Well, obviously, the he is Hashem. It's God. God called to Moses. So why doesn't the Torah begin Sefer Vayikra with he called? Or even more simply, throughout most of the Torah, it says, and God spoke to Moses by Daber Hashem el Moshe. This one's a little different. It's a little unusual. And the spelling of the word Vayikra. If you look in a Chumash, if you look in the book of the Torah that's used in the synagogue, if you look at a Tanakh, and you look at the word Vayikra, the Aleph, the final letter, Vayikra, is spelled, it's quite small, unusually small. A different font, I suppose we would say, these days. There's all sorts of meanings to that, and one of them was to show that God called Moses with love, with affection. Apparently, the actual word, when Hashem called, was quite loud, but only Moses heard it. This our Chazal, our sages say that whenever the Creator spoke to Moses, and Moses is the only person who spoke with Hashem in real time. Everyone else, God spoke to them in dreams or visions. Only Moses, God spoke to him in real time when he was awake. But prior to the dialogue, Moses, he was elevated to a state almost above and beyond the physical essence and limitations. And it was this elevation that enabled him to hear the words of God. The calling that starts off the book of Leviticus, it represents this phenomenon of divesting oneself of this physical dimension in order to prepare for the communication with the Almighty. Those of us who practice hisbodedus, personal prayer with the Almighty, personal prayer. In addition to the prayer set out in formal prayer in a siddur, a prayer book, those of us who open up and speak to the Creator as if one would speak to a close and trusted personal friend, I know that I and many others take a moment, pause, clear our mind, clear our heart, clear our soul, prepare yourself for the communication. I don't know whether it helps the communication from the Creator's end, but it helps me. And I try to do it every time. Sometimes are more successful than others, but we can't all be perfect. So when we call to the Creator, when we call to God and ask for Him to come close and to draw us close to Him. Let us remember that tiny little aleph in the word Vayikra. It's done with love. We're going to be doing more videos along these lines. Please come back. Please watch. Please learn. And until next time, on behalf of the Emunah Project, I'm Daniel, and thank you too much.